access now.
Good. All right. Well, I just want to start this off by saying it's probably gonna be my last time talking to you guys, and 6 years has gone by fast, but I appreciate you guys getting to know me, getting to know my teammates, and I know all of you guys are working hard to spread the good word of the Demon Deacons. So just want to say I appreciate you guys, and you guys do a hell of a job.
I appreciate that, Sean. We're gonna miss getting you on these Tuesday mornings.
What?
Yeah, I was just trying to express my appreciation for you.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice of you to say. Appreciate that. Thanks, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we all just had heart attacks.
Well, Sean, I guess at the risk of asking the obvious, what's the motivation going into this game for y'all? Is it finishing with 8 instead of 7 wins? Is it finishing strong with 2 wins to end the regular season? Is it going out on a high note going into the bowl game? Like, what's the main factor here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit all of them. We're excited to play this game. I mean, we're not going to play another football game in probably a month. So, everyone's hurting at this point. I know Duke's hurting. Everyone in the country's hurting. So we just got to push this last week, and we're going to get some time to rest and recover afterwards. But no, I mean, this is probably past few years this game has gone our way, and Duke's on the up and coming. They're a great football team, and we know they're going to be amped and excited to play us, and we got to match that energy. So we're excited for the opportunity.
You're the only guy we're talking to today that was around in 2018. You saw how strong that team finished to get to a bowl game. I know the circumstances are a little different, but do you reflect on what that team did to end the season at all as you guys kind of regroup and try to finish this season on a high note?
Yeah, sure. I mean, being a part of that team, looking back on it, it's just inspiring what my teammates did back then. I mean, the amount of injuries we had, the amount of excuses they could have made to not get bowl eligible that year and not finish strong. I mean, they just didn't say anything, and they just kept working hard every day. Phil Haynes, Ryan Anderson, Justin Hurd was hurt. Phil Haynes, Ryan Anderson, Jake Benzinger, Nate Gillum. I mean, all those guys were just working their tail off every single day. And as a young guy, they're showing up to work every single day, the same person. They're working hard every single day, and you just take note of that. And hopefully, I'm giving the same message to the younger guys in the room right now, that every day you have to come to work, the same person, same intensity. The sport never gets easy. So,
Sean, thanks for your kind words as well. Did you guys think on the offensive line that maybe you found your rhythm a little bit, last Saturday against Syracuse? And is that performance and getting the running game going perhaps something that y'all can build upon heading into this final game of the season?
Yeah, no, I mean, we love it when we can rush that many yards in a game. And I think what it boils down to is just technique every single play. We obviously had, as an offensive line, we had that one costly false start later in the game. But for the most part, I thought we handled cadence really well. And then no holding. No holding's huge for us. We've been really working on that. Having the refs at practice, throw the flags. So it's just maintaining that focus. And if you can just maintain that focus and keep that strain and intensity, we're going to be able to move the ball against pretty much anybody. So it's just that challenge of, the consistency. But no, I feel like we've been doing it pretty well these past 2 weeks, and we just got to keep it going.
Sean, it's interesting you mentioned holding, because fans will often argue you could call holding on almost every play, right? How do you find the fine line to kind of release and let go and to not get dinged with that flag?
Yeah, I mean, it's really what it boils down to is when that defensive player disengages with the block and tries to get away from you. I mean, if you just hold on to them, they're going to that flag. So, I mean, it's just playing with good feet, being athletic, maintaining your block, and then also when you're in a bad position, you just got to let go. So felt like we've been dinged on those early in the season, and we're just trying to work on that, and we've been doing a good job so far. So,
hey Sean, Saturday AT set a school record for his receptions. We've got Sam on the verge of setting an ACC record for touchdown passes. in the offensive line room, how much do you guys sit around and say, hey, look what we're doing? You know,
Yeah.
these guys wouldn't be having this without us. You know, pat yourselves on the back a little bit.
Nope. We don't really have that mentality. I mean, we sacrifice so those guys can succeed, and to see the career AT's had, see how much he's grown since he's shown up here since day one. It's just phenomenal. I mean, he's matured. He's worked hard every single day. So just to see him break the records he's breaking is awesome. And for Sam, he's the toughest guy I know. So, I mean, he works hard every single day, makes everyone around him work harder. And to block for somebody like those two guys and the rest of the guys on offense is just, it's something special. So we're appreciating it. And we just want to work hard so those guys can show the world what they're capable of.
Sean, you kind of kicking it back to 2017 where Wake was really kind of on a good stretch, but you guys fell to Duke in the end of the year. You mentioned that Duke's up and coming this year. Does that give a little bit of an extra oomph, realizing that they're not really a team that you can really play with your food or a little bit, that you actually have to come out and make sure you're on your toes with this one?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, when a bad team goes to great in 1 year, they found a quarterback, they create turnovers, they don't turn over the ball, and they're good on special teams, and they hit all those factors. They got a stud at quarterback, so they got a really good offense. Number one in the nation in punt return, so that's a priority. And then they create turnovers and don't turn over the ball. So I think it comes down to our core principles of just showing up with juice. It's going to be a Thanksgiving Day, weekend game, so probably not a lot of people there. So it's BYOJ game, bring your own juice, and we just got to not turn over the ball, compete on special teams, and just score touchdowns in the red zone. So same thing every week, but they're a great football team, and we're excited for the opportunity.
Does that kind of environment help you a little bit? I mean, you don't have to really deal with like a raucous, Tallahassee or going to Death Valley. Does that really, if it, don't want to call it a sleepy environment, but does that, kind of maybe cut down on some of the false starts, holding calls, etc.?
Yeah, without a doubt, I'd rather play in a quiet stadium than at Clemson. So, but no, I mean, sure. I mean, at 3:30, you might get in a little lull. You might get trapped into thinking, the energy's not up, but you just gotta show up. And really, I think the message is, this is the last one of the season. This is my last regular season game, and you're not granted a football game every week. So you just gotta enjoy the opportunity to go out and play football. And
Sean, fun question first. What's your go-to Thanksgiving plate look like?
I mean, I won't give all the details, but it's as much as my stomach can hold. And I love cranberry sauce. So that with turkey, I know a lot of people don't like that combo, but it's the one for me. But no, I'm looking forward to having family in town, eating with my brothers, and it's always a great time having Thanksgiving with the team.
Now, serious question. I was watching you. It was one of the drives you guys had going toward the video board. I don't know if you got hurt, but it took you a few seconds to gather yourself and get back up. Can you put into words and describe for people, because we watch the skill players all the time, mostly. Can you put into words what an average play is like when you're just getting beat to hell?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's tough. It's tough world we live in the trenches, but we take pride in what we do is hard. And, some points you're going to get rolled up on, and you got to take a breather, but you just get back up, you roll with the punches, and just got to make sure you're the last guy standing in the ring. So it's basically what it comes down to. But no, I mean, bullets are flying fast in this league. You got to be, it's got to be muscle memory at this point. You can't really be thinking when you're out there. And no, we've been together for so long, this offensive line, that we take pride in what we do, and we take pride in not just being great, but being excellent. So no, it's a tough world out there, but we take the job serious, and we know what we're getting ourselves into, and we look forward to it. And Duke's got a hell of a D-line this year. Coach Simpson, their D-line coach, great guy, phenomenal coach. And their interior guys are some of the best guys we'll go up against all year. So it's a huge opportunity for us to show the world what we can do, and how serious it's going to be to get the job done.
Sean, from a broadcast side, thank you for showing up in some hard times. I mean, Tuesday mornings are relatively easy. Saturdays after a win are really easy. Saturdays after a loss are tough, and that lesson will serve you well, and appreciate your times doing that. Is there a team that you've played on at Wake Forest that Duke reminds you of now? Their situation, what you've gone through, where they're at now, looking at it from the outside.
Yeah, I think I mean, I wasn't part of the 2016 Wake Forest team, but I think that Duke team has kind of that vibe of you know, they haven't been what they wanted to be these last few years, and they just finally got it rolling. And I think if that's what you're asking, yeah, I just think they're just a hot team right now. They're just doing everything right, and when you play a hot team like that, you got to be perfect. So I think it's just going out, completing our goals, and no, they're a good team, and we're excited for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Sean, when you look at their defense, it's a lot of the same guys that they've had. Do you see them playing any different, or is it just the different system that they're being put in better positions?
Yeah, I think it's you know, when the records flipped at this point of the year from compared to last year, they definitely got a lot more juice. They're playing for something. And no, those guys have they've done a really good job developing under the new coaches, and Coach Elko, you know, we have experience with him. He's been here, so he's a great coach. But no, I think it's a combination of just coaches and players just playing harder. So you know, should be a great game, and yeah, just looking forward to it.
Did you get to know Coach Simpson through Jake at all?
Yeah, I met Coach Simpson a couple times. Coach Simpson was the head coach at Buford down at Georgia. So didn't meet him then, but I knew of him. And yeah, when Jake came here, I got to meet him a couple times when he was the D-line coach for the Falcons. And yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's been all over the place, and he's doing great things at Duke. So I respect him, and know how great of a guy he is.
You guys all set? All right. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Is it good?
Hey, Brendon, I guess we'll start with the easy stuff first. Just what were you seeing on your interception last week, and how cool of a moment was that? And yeah, just walk us through that play.
I would say it's a testament to the work we put in throughout the week. You know, the coaches put in a game plan. We drill it throughout the week. And game day is just about execution, you know, and being in position when a play comes your way and make the play that's available. So we ran man coverage. I was just guarding my man, and play just came my way, and I just had to make the play.
At what point during that process were you pretty sure you got to take it all the way?
I caught the ball. We've taught to take it up the near sideline. So that's initially where I was looking, but I saw a lot of white jerseys, so I cut it back. And once I cut it back, I kind of saw a clear lane, so I just shot for it.
Brendon, just to confirm, since you didn't go through senior day festivities, that you are going to come back next year.
Yeah, I will be back for another year.
So, you know, what really went into that decision making? You know, you could have possibly been in school for a bit, but, you know, made a decision. You know, what went into that?
Well, kind of this year, I had an injury early in the season and missed about 3 to 4 games. And also, right now I'm at Wake Forest. I'm in the grad school program, and I wouldn't actually be able to complete that until next December. So just being able to, one, put in a full season of work, being healthy, playing as many games as possible, and also having the ability to complete that degree as well.
What's it been like playing with a club on your hand?
It's something I'm not new to. I've actually done it twice before at Vanderbilt. I broke my thumb there too as well. So I mean, it's an adjustment because it's something you kind of think about, but it's just about going through the work of preparation and building that confidence back, and just not thinking about it, and having the ability to know that you can still make the tackle and make the play and do your job. So,
is it the same thumb that you've broken 3 times?
No, this is the other one now. Yeah.
So to clarify, it happened twice at Vanderbilt and now once at Wake Forest?
Yeah, I've had two previous hand injuries, one at Vanderbilt with the other hand, and then one with this similar hand. So yeah, this is nothing new to me.
I mean, Brendon, you're talking about you're being banged up. You guys are down Malik for the rest of the regular season, Nick Anderson for the season. You've had to move Evan to Rover. What's been kind of the mentality of the safeties room right now when it kind of looked like you guys were going 6-7 strong, and now it's 3-4 guys right now.
With college football and football in general, you start getting later into the season and injuries starting to happen, stuff starts to happen. You kind of have that mindset going into especially is what we preach with the younger guys, like always be ready, prepare as if you are the one or you're the two, because you never know when your time is going to be called, and you got to be ready for that moment. So, it's kind of just a next man up mentality, and everybody in the room works hard. We work our butts off. Everybody prepares as if they're the starter or if they're going to play that week. So it's kind of just a next man mentality, and everybody's been ready and stepped up to the occasion.
Yeah, at the time,
Go ahead, Larry.
at the time of the interception, it seemed like, okay, that's kind of icing on the cake. We're good now. And then as the minutes ticked on, it was like, oh, holy crap. This is really big. What were the feelings inside you as you realized how big that was getting to be?
It's just another play, when you're going throughout the game, you try to not get too high or too low. And obviously there's a lot of time left on the clock, and we still had to finish the game out. So, it was a big play and it was exciting, but at the same time, like you said, the game's not over till the clock ticks 0. So it was just coming back and just finishing out the drives and just trying to put the team away.
Did you have celebration moves in mind? Did you get to execute what you wanted to? You don't get to the end zone that often.
Yeah, with that one, I would say so. It's not something you kind of expect. You expect to make big plays, but that was kind of just. It was my first time ever having an interception, and then to take it to the house, it was just mind blowing to me. So I was kind of in shock. When I got to the end zone, I was celebrating with the guys. It was kind of just a surreal moment. It just didn't seem real. So not really, but.
Brendon, what's it like to be in the DB room now, knowing that most everybody's back next year, and the depth getting Malik and Nick back next year? What that room will be like in the future?
It's exciting because we know that we have yet to be at full strength this whole season, So over the offseason, getting some guys back healthy, getting them back in the mix, and be able to produce at our highest level with such a deep safety room, and make the most plays as possible. So I was looking forward to next year is just getting everybody healthy and actually getting out there and being able to produce our best work with everybody in full strength. So
who wears the club better, you or Jamal?
I would say I do.
Hey, Brendon, you talked about next year's kind of academic goals too, and the hope that everybody's healthy and ready to contribute for the 2023 season. What is it you hope to work on personally during the off season, during spring camp? What is it you hope that you can get better at over the next few months? Because I'm sure you've got hopes of maybe playing the next level, right? If you have a good season.
After the season, and even in spring, we do evals. We get evaluated on our work and kind of get critiqued, our strengths and weaknesses. And that's kind of something I plan to go over with the coaches, kind of like a recap of the season and how they felt I played and what they would have seen more from me or what I did well. So kind of as we're going on, we're still focused on, obviously we got a big game against Duke, and then we got a bowl game. So that's kind of something I'll put off until later. But I plan to just get that feedback from the coaches and go from there.
Guys all set? All right. Thanks, Brent.
Appreciate it.
Keyshawn, just to start, how cathartic was it to catch that touchdown in the end zone? It looked like it was a pretty emotional moment you had, given how the game was going so far.
Yeah, it felt good to finally get one. I expected to make the play, and I'm glad Sam had the trust to throw me that contested ball. He threw a good ball, and I knew the rest was up to me. And I knew that was my first one, so I knew that ball wasn't going nowhere but in my hands, regardless of whatever he did. So, and there was a little back and forth between us that whole game. So it did make it pretty emotional. I had to let him know about it a little bit. But yeah, it was a good moment, great moment.
It confirmed to us that AT was not the only one that could catch touchdowns on senior night.
Yeah. We had we put it off to make sure he had his special night. We chose that he would have all of them. So to make his night more special. So yeah, we gave him some freebies.
On a more serious note, with Maul and Donnie going down, what was the adjustment for you going to the slot full time with Taylor going to the outside?
It wasn't much of an adjustment. You know, we both prepare starters at the same position. Taylor knows the outside just as well as he knows the inside. And we also have Jackson Hensley, who's capable of playing. So we know that we were still ready to go at full throttle, regardless of losing even two key components of our offense.
It's kind of the first time all year that your depth has really been tested at receiver, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to withstand all the injuries and stay healthy as a group. And hopefully we get those guys back this weekend. But we still showed that we are capable of staying at the same strength, regardless of the names that are out there.
It's kind of weird being on the field at the same time as Taylor.
It's definitely weird. We joke and laugh about it all the time, but you know, it's good to be out there, see a new face next to me. But yeah, it's still smooth.
You know, moving on to this week, you know, what have you seen out of the Duke defense? You know, what do you think they're really going to try to test you guys on?
They have a strong defense. They're a lot better than they were before. They have a great coaching staff that's coming in there and making great changes and really uplifting their program. And we know their DBs are good players, and we know that they have a good D line, and they're going to try to force us to run the ball, and we're going to have to do that. And, you know, as a receiver group, we just know that we just got to go out there, execute, and do what we do best, and we'll be fine.
Sean, at the risk of asking something completely obvious, what's the main motivation for you guys going into this game? Is it finish strong? Is it get 8 wins instead of 7? Go into the bowl game on a high note? Like, where's the drive coming from for this one?
Same drive as every week. You know, you just want to go 1-0. 1-0 each week. It's the last game. It's the last game for some people that we ever play with. It's the last game that maybe we have as this full strength of a team. So, you know, there's nothing more important than 1-0, especially this one. So, yeah.
On a slightly unrelated note, where did you get the off-white cleats?
Yeah, I had those made in the off season. A guy customized those for me. That was one of my key features of work in the off season, was to get those done. Yeah. Appreciate you noticed that.
It's been a talk, at least from my friends, of just like someone wearing some off-whites. I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Anything else for Keith? All right, thanks, Keith.
Appreciate y'all.